Princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Well, today we are here to talk about some new offerings from the hardworking development team over at Tarte. Today we are going to talk about the Tarte Glamazon Amazonian Clay Eyeshadow Palette and the Tarte Glamazon To Go Eyeshadow Palette. They all have new shades. We are going to try them on, swatch them in two different lights, and talk about them. I'm so happy to have you here. Don't forget that you can also follow me over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. Okay, so these came out of nowhere. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because they are very prolific at Tarte. I have kind of beaten down the joke too much by talking about how much caffeine or energy drinks they're drinking over there. There are lots of brands within brands at Tarte. Amazonian Clay, which they claim uses clay from the Amazonian rainforest. Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they ought to put it back. I mean, you know, it's a delicate ecosystem over there, isn't it, Tarte? They also have Tartlet. They have a bunch of stuff that they try out on QVC. They kind of use QVC as a testing ground. This is, but then there's like the areas of Tarte, like Maneater and stuff, that they just bam release right to their website. They're obviously really sure about it, and these two releases were that. This wasn't, from what I saw, really tested on QVC. It wasn't sniffed around. It wasn't presented to influencers on TikTok. They just went with this. So this is more of a solid. You know, they just have a lot of levels going on over there at Tarte. All right, so let's talk about them, look at them, and then try them on. First of all, we'll start with the bigger one. This is the $47 Tarte Glamazon Amazonian Clay Eyeshadow Palette. This consists of, let me just show you inside of it, if I can get it open here. This consists of 10 new shadows or liners. Even the bottom ones here are shadows. They're just larger palettes because they figure you'll need them and use them more. We have 10 new shades, 1 luster shade, 4 shimmer shades, and 5 matte shades that are in bronze, copper, earth tones. They say these are Amazonian rainforest shades. What's that, man? Anyway, that's what they say. And like I said, we have 1 kind of shimmer shade here and 1 matte that they've given you in bigger form because they feel like you'll use it for more. You know, they feel like you'll maybe use this as a highlighter or, you know, maybe dab on top of the lips or the nose or something. And this maybe you can use as a bronzer, depending on skin tone. And I'll try it today. What the heck, in for a penny, in for a pound. And these are kind of pretty. They're embossed with the word Tarte in all of the shades. I mean, it's certainly a very pretty presentation. And you know what's interesting? This is a sleeker, thinner compact. Do you remember the compacts from last year around the holidays when Tarte did them? They were so thick and kind of unwieldy. And in fact, interestingly enough, the To Go eyeshadow palette, which we're going to talk about in a moment, is not sleeker. So it kind of makes a nice comparison point. It's a lot thicker, if you can see that there. This is very thin, very sleek, would be easier to travel. It's a lot more compact. So, you know, good for them on that. All right, first of all, let's take a look at this right here in studio lighting. Here it is as it is laid out in the pan. This is the Glamazon Amazonian Clay Eyeshadow Palette for $47. I had to look down and not call it Glamazonian. I don't know why I wanted to call it that. And let's take it outside. You'll see it better in the warm California sunshine. I'm amazed here in the U.S., depending upon where you are in the world, we are having some very warm temperatures. Everybody was weighing in on my Charlotte Tilbury video about what temperature it was by them. And everybody's got kind of a warmer, balmy Christmas. And certainly those of you in the other hemisphere, in New Zealand, Australia, parts of Asia, are finding that yours, obviously, you're in the middle of summer, right? Moving on to this little To Go eyeshadow palette, this is 5 new everyday shades, and none of them are shades that are in the larger palette. I checked. So we have 5 everyday shades here with 3 mattes and 2 shimmers, and this little guy is $29. So you can kind of compare him to what are the Natasha Denona minis going for now? 27. So this is just a little higher than Natasha Denona. Okay, it's only $2, but All right, let's look at this first in studio lighting. Here are the 5 shades in the Glamazon To Go eyeshadow palette, $29. All new shades. And then let's take this baby outside into the warm California sunshine, just so you can see those shades better. I don't know, this would be a nice little gift if you needed to get it for someone. It's not too expensive. It's not too exciting, though. I think most of you will be much more interested in the Glamazon Amazonian Clay larger palette. But all together, these are 15 brand new shades. They've never been done before, and they are not cross-repeated over the two palettes. I had assumed inaccurately that this one maybe contained shades from the first, but no, I was incorrect. It does not, so that's kind of nice. All right, let's go ahead and try these on. If I get my mirror here, I want to make sure that you have subscribed if you haven't already. I am at about 19,000 subscribers, and I really want to get to 20 before I take over the world, right? You got to do 20,000 before world domination, so do make sure that you are subscribed if not. And of course, these palettes that I'm looking at today will be linked below for your purchasing pleasure, along with information about giving super thanks and joining our membership for $4.99 a month, whatever you have there. So check that out. Okay, well let me look at the face here first. As you see, I have that new Tarte shimmery lipstick on. I don't know exactly what I feel about it. I put some liner on with it. I reviewed this a few days ago. It's okay. It's a little bit metallic for my taste and maybe a little bit young. Maybe that's it. This is a little bit less. This is more kind of middle of the range. But the prices here are nothing to, this is not cheap makeup. This is $47. It's not that cheap. All right, I want to kind of maybe, I put a little blush on, a little Chanel blush. Never hurts. I'm going to take this shade and let's just bronze with it and see what happens. Remember, I'm not going to contour. I'm just going to kind of warm up the face. And it depends on your skin tone here, whether you can do this or not. But I figure I'm doing it so widely, and so just almost carelessly, to be totally honest with you, that I could get away with it and it works. Let's talk about the scent here. In both of these palettes, there is a distinct vanilla scent. Yeah, kind of a vanilla scent. It's definitely not floral, thankfully, because I cannot do that. I can do gourmand a lot easier. Is it a powerful scent? No. Is it a Too-Faced type scent like the vanilla Amazonian? No. It just kind of got a slight whiff of vanilla, like almost like a lot of lipsticks do, but not as powerful. It's very slight. In fact, now that I've had the palette open for a little bit, I don't really smell it as much. But I always want to mention that because some of these are triggers for allergies and migraines and such. So I just wanted to mention it. It's hardly overwhelming, but I'm just saying. All right, so now that we did that, let me take a little bit. This is a Wayne Goss F4 brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and highlight with this. I think this brush might be a bit dense, but I don't care. Let's get a good amount of highlight on there. This could be used on the eyes too. Pardon me while I make up for that very dense brush by just kind of gently helping myself rub it in a little bit there. But that's pretty. That's pretty. And that's an eye shade as well. Okay, let's go ahead and try it. I just want to see how these shades perform. If you are new to this channel, I always talk about this, so pardon me being a broken record. It is not any sort of bragging, but just what I bring to the table here, you guys, is I am a fashion and beauty editor. I'm a journalist, not a makeup artist. So I do leave the artistry to you guys. We just try out the shades and I just kind of review them the way I would have in print for a magazine. I'm not trying to show off in terms of skill. So I think one eye for each palette is just fine. Really, but I still want to do a pretty wearable look. So I'm going into that top shade there. And just going there. Very nice. Okay, and then how about here? Same brush. This is a good old #1 brush from Rephr. If you were to do a carnival caricature of me, you would draw me, like you get at the pier and stuff, on Jersey Shore and stuff like that. You would probably have me holding a Rephr #1 brush in my hand. Okay, and here is a mini #2 from, also from Rephr. All Rephr brushes here. Okay, now let's see. Let's go back to that beloved #1, and we better get into the colors here. Those are the brushes rolling around. Why did they roll? Please make square brushes. I've had rolling brushes in 2 videos now. Okay, this green is a little bit patchy, to be totally honest with you. It's not bad. I mean, it blended nicely, but it's a little patchy. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. A little bit. It's not bad though. But yeah. I mean, at $47 for this palette, I suppose isn't as shocking as the 5-pan at $29. I was like, really? You're going to be more expensive than Natasha Denona? I think that 5-pan, I mean, we'll get to that in a moment, but I think that 5-pan maybe has a little bit more product. This is pretty. It's a little patchy. It is. Let's try a second layer of it. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. I mean, it's not fighting me or anything. It's not as pleasant of an experience as I would like, if I'm being honest. Okay, and I'm going to take here the Rephr number 33, and I'm just going to kind of go into this shade here. I just want to use more of the shades and try them out. You know, I did not find it patchy on swatching. Beware of swatches. They can fool you. Yeah, and as I put this kind of over it and kind of blend, I am getting, let me see if I can zoom you guys in. So there's our forest green, and do you see, I don't know how close I can get you without making you dizzy. Right here, okay, I'm going to move my finger in a moment. Right here is almost devoid of shadow, just from blending over the top. That's not good. That's not good. And frankly, I'm not used to that from Tarte. That's not blending very nicely. I gotta be honest, you know? You don't want me to sit here and lie to you. I do like Tarte shadows. I usually think these are quite fun. I should tell you what I'm doing. I'm taking this gold shade right here and just kind of putting that into the middle. That green shade is almost all but gone, even though I applied it and then built it. Just from me blending over the top. Now, some of you are going to say, well, Rebecca, if you'd use this technique or that technique, fair, but you can stop typing because frankly, I don't want to have to use this technique or that technique. I haven't had to with my other Tarte palettes. I didn't have to do that with Man Eater. So yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment. And that's just one shade. We haven't even played with the blue. All right, well, at any rate, that aside, let's go ahead and take a look at the Glamazon To Go eyeshadow palette. This is the $29 palette. I always put down below, I did at the intro, what the weight is here. Let me put the weight of the Natasha Denona shadows down there because I'm wondering if these are the same weight. And because now I'm kind of grumpy because of that last palette. Okay, let me go ahead and just put this nice brown shade. This is working nicely. There's no color here to try. This nice brown shade in the middle. Beware of swatches. That green gave me no problem on swatching. And I am just very unhappy with it on the eyes. Very unhappy with it on the eyes. Okay, and then I'm taking that was a Rephr number 1, a clean number 1, and my mini number 2. I'm just going to put underneath. This palette is better so far. I feel better about it. My mini number 2 here. Was that a number 2? Yeah, my mini number 2 here in the inner corner. Now, let's try this though. Let me try the clean Rephr number 1 that I just used in this burgundy shade. I'm not really a huge burgundy on the eyes shade, but I just want to know if it's going to be patchy. No, it doesn't appear to be, no. I just wanted to know if we were going to get a repeat of that green shade. No, it doesn't appear to be, no. It's performing. I mean, it takes some building, but it is not letting me down like that green did. I'm annoyed, as you can see. I don't want that. I don't want to have to fight. And again, you guys are going to say to me, oh, Rebecca, if you'd use this brush or that, I don't want to have to. I don't want to. I don't want to spend my money and, have to, oh, this one needs this brush. I want to be in the back of an Uber putting it on and getting ready for the party, Okay, let's take a Rephr number 2 and go into this. I don't go to parties and Ubers. Who am I kidding? Okay, but if you do. All right, this is a much better performing palette. It's not the most exciting or interesting of the two, but it performs a lot better and it's very pretty. Okay, so in conclusion, in summary, this Glamazon To Go is very cute. Nothing you don't have already. How dare they charge $2 more than Natasha Denona. This one is most unimpressive. Try the blue, Rebecca. Try the blue. I hate blue eyeshadow, and I don't feel like it's gonna work. And I feel like, okay, let's just do this. just please forgive me, because this is going to be goofy looking. And I could go off camera and take off all my makeup. Let me just let me, here, indulge me, guys. I'm just going to take this blue. It's a little bit of a different, just indulge me. Please, this is ridiculous. Please know this is not an application suggestion. I just want to know how to apply a little bit better. I'm just putting it on. I just want to see how the blue apply. This is not an application suggestion. Yeah, look. Yeah. Okay, let me zoom in. Let me touch first. Okay, just like I did last time, I'm going to put my finger on it, and then you guys can see when I remove my finger. It's missing in the middle there, the blue. So please ignore how silly that looks. That's not, like I said, not an application suggestion. I just needed to know. So, sorry, that's disconcerting. Yeah, the green and the blue underperform. So that's a no vote for me, sadly, because I like Tarte and I like their big palettes. That's a no vote for me on the Glamazon Amazonian Clay. But the Glamazon To Go, why not? I mean, just, I don't know if you need it. So, yeah, what a shame. Okay, well, this is where you guys weigh in. I like to like things. I'm not a negative person, and giving negative reviews doesn't thrill me. But I am honored by your trust in me, and I do not think you need to be giving your money over for these palettes. All right, tell me what you think, and you can go ahead and tell me different techniques and stuff if you want. I'm just telling you, it's not going to change my opinion. So let me know. This is what makes us a community. We have so much good stuff coming up, you guys. Tons of new releases coming up. Speaking of, Natasha Denona. Makeup by Mario has some lipsticks coming out, which I'm going to look at. Of course, I got the new NARS coming up to mix thinking, I know, out there in the community. We got some new Anastasia Beverly Hills coming up. Got my Sonia G brushes coming. We're back in the swing of things. What holidays, huh? We're almost into spring and Lunar New Year and all sorts of good stuff. Plus, I have our community best of coming up, very, very soon in the next few days or so. So I'm super happy to have you guys. Let me know your comments, thoughts. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Let me go get this blue off my face.